A fan of the Chicago Cubs or the Boston Red Sox, has grown to iconic mythological status. And in 2004, just like countless other New England people, Boston Red Sox fans, it was, now what the hell do I do? It was much, much more comfortable waking up the morning after Aaron Boone crushed our dreams than to wake up the morning after the Red Sox won the World Series. It was like, yikes.
Clearly, sports are a part of our society, and they do provide meaning for a number of people, identity, and sports are fun.
Athletes who grow up under this myth of you play because you love the game, right? You play for your teammates, right? It's a team sport. You're out there, you're doing it for the Gipper, right? I mean, this is the myth that everybody grows up with. But professional sports is a business. It's about the money.
If you're born into a society whose entire foundation is based on capitalism and the accumulation of wealth at the expense of somebody else, then virtually every single thing you'll do and every single thing you'll encounter in your life will be based on that assumption, and that is that people naturally want to gain at the expense of somebody else.
What happens, I think, in sport that outrages people is that young people are asked to sacrifice other opportunities in order to go for the brass ring, and are encouraged to do so by people who know full well that they will never make it.
With respect to the baseball academies, because it's pretty cheap to pay several kids to come be a part of the academy and play and develop. But what ultimately happens, only a handful get selected to go to the big show, right? And so what happens to the rest? Well, these are people who have devoted some of their prime years that could have been spent pursuing other avenues of mobility, and that effort and energy has gone into chasing the dream. And I'm figuring that once you get cut, you're on your own, because that's the way the world works.
Well, I mean, athletes get paid an awful lot of money, right? And nevertheless, most of them are still exploited. They're exploited in the sense that they bring in much greater revenues than they're being paid.
Sports are big business, and we have corporate sponsorship, and they are geared toward making money. And part of making money in this society means finding new talent. If you run sports teams, if you sponsor athletes, and you always need to be finding better talent and replenishing your talent, because athletes come and go pretty quickly due to injuries and aging and increased competition. And so, I think we need to look at the fact that there is perhaps corporate involvement going on, and perhaps corporate exploitation of these circumstances. You have a ready pool of people who are looking for opportunities, and you may have opportunities for a couple, and it's going to be beneficial for you to spread that message that sports are an avenue.
So long as sport remains the domain of young people, then there will always be adults who will want to tell the young people what to do.
Come on, Dad, focus. Widen your stance a little. Don't slouch. And don't screw up. This is the big leagues. What are you doing? Keep your eye on the ball. That was pathetic.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, sorry doesn't cut it.
And the way our society is set up, young people have very, very little value, and they have certainly no